Hey people, welcome back or welcome to my channel. I decided to do a 4th of July look this year. I've never done one before and I am really happy with how this came out. I mainly used 2 eyeshadow palettes for this look and they are both Morphe palettes, which are very affordable. There are some extracurricular things that I used as far as a highlight for the white actually, which you'll see in the tutorial, and I did use some Urban Decay glitter underneath, which I'm not sure you can see in the video or not, but you'll be able to see it in some pictures. It wasn't meant to be some glitter like bam. So if you would like to see how I created this look and you would like to represent our red, white, and blue and get a little festive for this year's 4th of July, then just keep watching. Okay, so I already set my eyes with the Hard Candy eyeshadow primer that I always use, and I set it with a neutral shadow as to not skip lines when I apply the rest of our shadows. The first shadows that I'll be going in with will be from the Morphe Jaclyn Hill palettes, and I'm going to be going in with these 2 shadows right here, and I need to have my thing out. Not that thing. So the first 2 shadows I'll be going in with are Silk Cream right here and MFEO. You'd think that I would know these names by now because obviously I use this sucker all the time, but yeah, so Silk Cream, MFEO. You can use them both one after the other if you would prefer. I'm just going to mix them together and I'm going to go in with my Morphe M441 fluffy brush first to get these in the crease as our first transition shade. And I'll be going in from the outer corner to the inner corner. And just buff these guys in. You don't have to be too precise with these guys. These aren't really shades that you're going to notice. This is just to get us started. And then just go with these windshield wiper motions. And just apply that shadow until you have the amount that you are happy with. So next I'm going to be jumping into the Morphe 35V palette. And this guy has, in my eyes, kind of the perfect blue. At least as far as a matte. At least in the pan it sort of looks like the perfect blue right here. And so I'm going to start with my, I'm going to go in with my Morphe M433 brush and dip into this guy and start packing this onto my outer corner. And we're going to see how this goes. So I'm kind of like patting this on and then moving it around where I need it. So just kind of get a couple rounds of shadow on. And then get back to your fluffy M441 brush and kind of get that blended into your outer crease as well. And that'll blend away some of your color, but that'll kind of show you where it's at. Kind of show you where you have it so far. You can kind of move it where you want it a little bit. It'll show you how much more you need to add and if you want to add any more. And so with this color here specifically, there are going to be quite a few rounds of additions. So if this is a look that you want to get done in 20 minutes, this isn't the look for you. Okay, so I mean, it depends on what you look at picture-wise. If you want, you can make a darker blue. There's this guy right here in here that's a darker navy. I don't have the sheet. There are names for all these guys and I'll list them down below later. But I don't have that little name thingy right now. So I'll add a tiny bit of that guy just to kind of see what happens. Like, you don't want to make it too dark so that you can't tell that it's American flag blue, but you don't want it to be too bright to where it's not American flag blue. So now I'm kind of like mixing the two. And now I'm blending again. Okay, so I've had to mess with those blues quite a bit, and I'm not sure if I'm happy with those or not. I'm sure I'm going to add some more blues after I've added some more colors anyway. Unless you have a more potent blue, I would probably recommend putting some sort of base down, possibly a black base or a blue base of any kind if you have it. So next we're going to start with red. I don't really have a good red for the flag that I am happy with, so I'm gonna have to mix two colors. So I think I'm gonna mix this guy with this Makeup Forever red here, and it's the M as in Mike -846. This has too much maroon in it, this has too much orange in it. I'm hoping it balances each other out. Okay, to put the red on my eyelid, I'm gonna go in from the inner corner, and I'm gonna meet up with the blue. We're gonna plop some white in the middle afterwards. To put this on, I'm gonna use the Morphe M167 flat shader brush. I'm just gonna pat this on and go up to the crease, but don't go above my crease. And just kind of go into the middle and meet the blue. And I like how those two make, I like the red that those two make. Hopefully that translates on camera and looks like a good red to everybody else. And then I'm taking my little Morphe M506 brush, and I'm just using this to kind of soften some edges here. I know everything is a mess. Everything's gonna get cleaned up, I promise. So this is my Fenty Beauty Pro Filt'r Instant Retouch Concealer. You can use any concealer for this, it doesn't matter. And I'm gonna plop this just like that. Right in the middle. Okay, just taking my finger and blotting it just like that. For my white, I'm actually going to use this Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter, and it's in the color Pearl. It is so white. I've actually used it before as like a white before. I can't remember which tutorial it was, but it did not let me down. And I'm just gonna use another flat shader brush. I'm just gonna try this guy on top of everywhere you just put the concealer. I think that'll work. But if you have a white eyeshadow that you'd rather use and you don't want to use anything that's a shimmer or a glitter, that's perfectly fine too. Alright, so now I have the white part that I want for our flag. So now I just want to touch up the blue and the red. So I'm just going to go back in with my Morphe M433 and touch up the blue first. And you just touch up as much as you want. I'm taking this opportunity to darken up the outer corners just because it's been really hard for me to do that. And now I am going in with my little Morphe M506 to do blending of edges a little bit because I want to be a little more precise with my blending. I didn't want to blend away that white. And, you know, if you end up getting into too much of your white, you can just reapply some more white. Okay, so now once you have gotten your red, white, and blues on top how you want them, it's now time for winged eyeliner. I am actually going to use something I haven't used before. I got it in one of my Ipsy boxes. This is from Suva Beauty, and it's the Hydra liner. This guy right here. I haven't even dipped into it yet. I have no idea. It's the Grease Matte Hydra liner. And it even came with this brush right here. Okay, yeah, so it says use with a wet brush to activate the dry cake liner. Starting low. This is actually really long. And that's just how I do my eyeliner, is I start from the outside in. So, say that I am really enjoying this eyeliner. I'm enjoying this brush too. I am really liking this. I'm really liking it for application. I'll have to let you know what I think of it for like daily wear, how it holds up, how it dries. So now it's time to take off the shadow shield and clean this mess up a little bit. I'm just taking a makeup wipe to clean up. Any makeup wipe will do. So if you use the shadow shield and you have any blue that bled over, leave that there, because I'm going to be taking blue and I'm going to be putting that on our bottom lash line here. So I did do that on purpose. Don't wipe that all the way. If you have it, just kind of clean it up. Alright, so we are going to do fake lashes for this look, but before then we are going to put on a coat of mascara, and I'm going to be using the Stila Huge Extreme Lash Mascara, and it doesn't have to be a bunch, just put a light coat to coat everything black. The lashes I'll be using today are by Velour, and they're in the style Take It and Go. And they're already glued, so they're not in here. Now, since we are going to be using blue shadow underneath of here, I am planning on some fallout, so we're going to put some extra protection on our face. So I don't normally do this, but this is just protection. I'm trying to really just stay out of my eye bag, really. So if you have like a navy blue eyeliner to put on first, I highly recommend it. If I had one, I would use one. And I thought I did, but it's a purple eyeliner, not blue. So I'm going to take my Sigma Flat Definer E15 brush, and I'm going to dip in first to this light blue that we originally started out with in the outer corner, right here. And I'm going to connect, which is nice. We already have that connected. And I'm going to stop. So usually I go all the way to the inner corner. I'm going to go quite all the way into the inner corner. I would kind of like to have some red connect. So you can go as far up as you want. I'm going to stop about right there. I don't know how to tell you where I'm stopping. I'm not stopping in the middle. I'm going a little bit past the middle. I don't really want it to be a half and half. I want the blue to be the majority. And then I'm going to take this darker blue right here that we used, this guy right there, and I'm going to put that on top of the blue we just did. And just because of that blue that we already had connected from when we did our top eyes, it's just a very smooth transition. Makes life a little easier. Okay, so for the inner parts that we left bare, I'm gonna do the same thing that I did for the red. I'm gonna mix this guy with my Makeup Forever on my flat definer brush, and I'm going to pop in some red. I'm just gonna stop right where they meet. So I am gonna go in with my E18 smudge brush, but I'm going to be smudging the colors separately, if that makes sense. So first I'm gonna go in and I'm going to be smudging the blue parts to my satisfaction. And then I'm gonna clean my brush and I'm going to be smudging the red to my satisfaction. I don't want to blend the two, because then of course you're gonna make a purple. I want them to be distinct blue and red, but I need to smudge them out and make them not severe. Make them a nice smudgy, smoky bottom, you know, waterline. So I'm going to take it a couple steps further with the blue. If you want to stop with just these matte blues and reds, that's perfectly fine. This looks great. I am going to go into this 35V palette again, and I'm going to go into this guy right here. It's a sparkly blue of some kind. And I'm going to use my M213 brush. I'm going to see how this turns out. I've never used it. And I'm just going to put that on. Let's see if it does anything. It's kind of not. So another idea I had was, if you want to, you can put some other kind of glitter. I have this Urban Decay Heavy Metal glitter in the color Spandex. And I kind of wanted to see what it would be like to add it on the underside, maybe. So I'm going to wipe all this away, and I have like no fallout that I can see, but if I hadn't done it, I would have gotten shit all over my face. Alright, I'm now going to be putting on eyeliner. I'll be putting the Marc Jacobs Highliner in Blacquer on my waterlines, and I will be tightlining with it. So for my brow bone and my inner corner highlight, I am going to go back in with that same butter bronzer that we used for the spotlight. So last thing on my eyes, I'm going to put a coat of mascara on my bottom lashes using my Stila Huge Extreme Lash again. And the eyes are all done. Alright people, so this is the finished look. The eyes turned out to be a little more blown out than I meant. So you can definitely tone those down a little bit, and I would recommend using either a base or possibly like a black or a blue base for your blue eyeshadow, unless you have a much better quality blue than I had. And I would recommend using a concealer under your red. That might make things easier, just because it took me a lot of back and forth, and a lot of application before I got to the intensity of blue and red that I wanted. But in the end, I got exactly what I wanted. It just took me a while to get there. If you enjoyed this tutorial, Please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time. Bye guys.